I think you're going to find this very exciting. This is a very quick and rapid way of treating the lower extremity with deep tissue work or soft tissue therapy, however you want to term it. What you're going to see is a way of doing all the major muscles of the leg in 5 or 10 minutes. It's going to be a very exciting way to approach it. And of course, you can take segments of it, like just the calves or just the quadriceps, and only work on those areas. Here we go. So first we're going to work on the quadriceps muscle group, and of course we can get some of the lateral and medial muscles, some of the adductor group, and some of the abductor group. But you can use your knuckles here, and if you use both knuckles, soft knuckles like we've described in the other soft tissue lessons, you can see that you can move laterally or medially, whether you want to deal with the quadriceps muscle or the adductor muscle group or the abductor muscle group, which of course is the TFL, ITB, etc. So here you can see the close-up of how I use my knuckles. So I can get the rectus femoris, the vastus intermedius by doing pressure right in the front of the thigh, or I can do the lateral abductor muscles, the vastus lateralis, the parts of the ITB and iliotibial band, or I can go more medially into the adductor muscle group. You can also use your forearm, and that gets more of the quadriceps, the rectus femoris, the vastus intermedius, for example. And you can work in either direction. I often work from inferior to superior, but you can also work from superior to inferior. You see, when you're using your elbows or your forearm, you have to be very careful you don't push too hard because you have a lot of power, but this gives you the ability to really get in there and provide deep penetration into the very thick quadriceps muscles. If you have a problem with tendonitis in here, you can then take your elbow and just stretch that tendon, because you don't want to massage tendons very much because they're very thick, especially these leg tendons. So just leaning on them is a great way to stretch them and relieve some of the pressure. And that's a great way of taking care of the quadriceps and some of the adductors and abductors. So now we're going to deal with the foreleg and the major muscles of the foreleg, which is the tibialis anterior, the fibularis muscles, which used to be called the peroneals, and some of the other flexor and extensor muscles that are medially. So we can use our elbow. This is a great way to go up and down these foreleg muscles, and you can do it from inferior to superior or superior to inferior. See, I'm moving a little bit laterally. That's just so I can get the more lateral muscles of the fibularis or peroneal group. Remember, again, when you use the elbow, you have to enter the tissue quite slowly. You can't do it rapidly. So you gently drop into the deeper parts of the muscles, and you can do the more medial parts of the tibialis, or you can do the more lateral parts of the tibialis. And make sure the deeper you go, the slower you go with any of these deep tissue massage strokes. You can also do some of these muscles medially and go along the edge of the tibia here and get some of the other flexor and extensor muscles of the lower leg. You can use your knuckles, but because especially this tibialis peroneal area is so thick and dense, you don't get very deep into this area. You can do it here more medially with your knuckles. And that's a great way of doing the muscles of the lower leg.